Welcome to the best decision you've ever made in your life, e-commerce brand mastery. In this course, I'm gonna show you from A to Z how you can build your own $1 million brand. So who am I? My name is Alexander Chen. I am 20 years old. I've been in e-commerce now for 4 years and I've been mainly focused on this brand which you're seeing in here. The brand is called Brightsport. So you're probably thinking right now, why should we listen to you, Alexander? Well, let's dive right in. So in front of me we have the Shopify Plus dashboard. It looks a bit different than your normal Shopify dashboard, but I took one of our best months last year, which we did $4.5 million in just one single month. Yes, 4.5 million, you heard that correctly. So as you see on here, this is my brand. Brightsport is called. We sell these glowing balls. Feel free to buy a ball if you like, but I am very open with sharing my brand. In our best month last year, we've done almost 100,000 orders in just one single month. I've even brought the products with me, so you're seeing them in here. We have these glowing golf balls, and we have the ball itself right here, our bestseller. So you're probably thinking, how did you end up here? How have you done over $4.5 million in just one single month? So let's start from the very beginning. We're in 2020, I'm 16, I'm broke, and I have a burning desire to get rich quick. So I started to find out about e-commerce, and then the first thing I thought is, what am I gonna sell? As you probably know, in 2020, the first case of COVID were coming up in China, and I saw the opportunity and I took the chance. I went to all the local stores in my hometown and I bought all the mouth masks they had. As you probably know, you couldn't buy the mouth masks anywhere on the internet back then, but I could find them in my local hometown in each of the local stores, so I just bought all the stock they had. So I started to sell these mouth masks on platforms like bol.com, and it started to go very well. I found my very first winner. I'll show it to you right now. I always get a smile looking at these videos. We got the first orders in. Literally, we started just buying the mouth masks from the local stores, had them at our home, just sent them out literally directly to the customers. And as you see, my email was literally blowing up. I got order after order after order. And in that particular week, we did 5K in revenue. And back then, you gotta realize, back then it was a lot for me. I was that broke. I've never seen any money, and I made 5K in just one single week. And that's the moment where I fell in love with e-commerce. I saw that I could make more money with just one single product. Maybe I'm a bit spoiled, but my very first product was immediately a winner. And that's the moment where I was hooked. I saw how much money e-commerce could make and I wanted more. So after the mouth mask, I started to hop on hype after hype after hype. The next hype I caught were these at-home fitness bands, and the second hype I caught were these at-home pull-up bars. These started to sell well, but not at the level of the mouth mask. But still, it did get some revenue in. But don't get me wrong, in those months I did have some losers. But I won't dive too deep into it right now. So the biggest thing I realized when I was selling on this platform, which is that I am too dependent on that platform. Literally, bol.com could just throw me off if they didn't like me. And you also gotta realize there's a lot of competition on these marketplaces. The only thing you're competing on is price. So that's why I started to look for other solutions, and I found out that you could also have your own website and could build your own products on there. So I started to do some product research, and I found these balls which are selling very well in the USA. And I saw the opportunity that I could bring them to Europe because soccer ball is very big in Europe, and I saw these could do very well. So I spent months building on the website, getting your samples in, and testing the product, talking with the supplier, and it just didn't hit. Yes, you heard me correctly. In the beginning, it just didn't work. That moment was one of the most depressing moments in my life. I spent months building on that website, and it just didn't hit. So I was in my room, depressed as fuck. I was thinking, what are my next 5 moves? So I started to look at my whole funnel. I started to reassess things. I changed the price on my website. I changed some things in the funnel. I changed some ads. I started to create my own content, and it suddenly started to work. And this is what brought me to my very first orders. As you see in here, I was literally printing the labels at home. So I literally had to pack the orders, put them on my scooter, drive to the postal station and drop them off there. And as you see in here, our very first pallet came in. And honestly, this is still one of the proudest moments in my life. From just buying a couple of balls in stock, literally our first batch was only 10 balls. I literally started to sell the 10 balls. With that money, buy again another 20 balls. Then I started to compound that. And now I realized that I was way too slow and I could have avoided so many mistakes. And these mistakes I'm all gonna share with you in this course, how you can prevent them and how you can do it in a better way. So things started to go better and better, and we did our very first 20K in just one single month. Here's a video of all the Black Friday orders. Literally at my home, it was one big fulfillment center. It was a very big chaos. So I don't really believe in a burnout, but honestly, at that moment, I was close to a burnout. You gotta realize, I was still in high school, I had a lot of test deadlines, and I also had a daily deadline at 7 o'clock, which I vividly still remember, where the packages had to be sent out at that time, otherwise they didn't make it the next day to the customer. So every day was one big chaos in my home, packing orders, one big fulfillment center at home. So here we have more videos. I just love to share these videos because it was just way back where I just fell in love with e-commerce and I just saw how the whole process worked. As you see, all the packages in just my living room, Here we have a video where I'm filling all the boxes, the packages at home, and I just always smile while looking at this video. If you remember your first order, it's one of the best moments ever, but especially building it on your own website and experiencing all that and then getting all these orders and having that belief in that your product's gonna hit and then it hits, it's one of the best moments in your life. So again, I made a lot of mistakes in here. I did learn how the whole process from A to Z worked. I learned how you can import your products from China to you and then literally pack them, ship them, directly to the customer from your own house. But then in 2021, I found out what a fulfillment center was. As you see in this picture in here, I was standing in our fulfillment center where they picked, packed, and shipped our orders. For the people that don't know what a fulfillment center is, it is basically a company that does the whole logistics process for you from A to Z. So that way I could focus more on the marketing and things where I was good at. Things started to go exponentially well. As you see on here, our best day in 2021 was 30K in just one single day. Of course, compared to now, it is not a lot, but still back then it was crazy money for me. You do gotta realize I was still 17 back then. So as you see as well, we were also active on Amazon Germany and we started to sell on there, did our very first 4K day on there. And I'm also gonna show you how we can sell on there later in this course. So here we are in the latest year, we're in 2022. As you see on here, in UK, our best month last year was 1.5 million pounds. If I'm right, that's approximately 1.8, $1.9 million. So, and that's just on only the UK store. And as you see here as well, our very best day was just 300K in just one single day. Literally 10x compared to the last year. So as you see, our growth has been exponential each year. Please don't think that I'm bragging over here, I'm just showing you what is possible. I would see this as inspiration and motivation. I want to show you what is possible if you just commit and do the work. As you see on here, I just showed in the beginning of the lesson in dollars. As you see on here, our best one was 4 million euros. I reached all the goals I put for 2022. That literally gave me confidence to hit them off one by one. And I'm gonna teach you in this course all about goal setting and how to reach them. So this whole course is gonna be packed with value, and believe me when I say this, that you cannot find all of this sauce on YouTube. Because back in the days, I watched every single YouTube tutorial that's out there, and everything that I put in here, you won't find on YouTube, I promise you. I made this course on how I would like a course to be when I was just starting out. I want straight to the point, no bullshit, straight value. I know your attention span is low, so I'll keep it straight and I won't fill up any time. I am literally laying out my whole blueprint from A to Z how you can build your own $1 million brand. So take it seriously and I'll see you in lesson 2. Ciao!